This is the Kohinoor, widely considered by historians to be the most famous and highly contested diamond on the face of the earth. Ever since India gained independence in 1947, its government has made repeated formal requests to the British Crown for the return of this specific jewel. Today, those demands are maintained by modern politicians and historians, while Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Iran have all filed their own competing claims for ownership. In response to these claims, the British government relies on a strict legal defense. The diamond was acquired legally through a formal treaty signed in 1849. But looking at the historical ledger of this object reveals a strange anomaly. Across 7 centuries of changing hands, the Kohinoor has never once been bought or sold. To understand if a diplomatic treaty signed after a military conquest holds any real weight, we have to audit that chain of custody, tracing 700 years of lootings, of violent extortions, and sudden regime changes. This diagram shows the massive original scale of the diamond. Mined from the Kohinoor mines in southern India, it weighed roughly 793 carats. The Kakatiya dynasty placed it in the left eye of their temple deity, Bhadrakali. Its time as a sacred artifact ended abruptly when Alauddin Khalji sent his army south. His forces sacked the temple, removing the stone from its religious context and absorbing it into the Delhi Sultanate's military plunder. For decades, it became the ultimate prize for whoever could violently overthrow the previous ruler, passing rapidly between the Khalji and Tughlaq dynasties. Eventually, the diamond reached the Mughal Empire. Shah Jahan, the creator of the Taj Mahal, embedded the massive stone at the very top of his legendary Peacock Throne. By this era, holding the stone served as physical proof of absolute military supremacy over the Indian subcontinent. By 1739, the Mughal Empire had weakened, opening the door for the Persian ruler, Nadir Shah, to march his army into Delhi and inflict a bloody massacre on the city. Facing total defeat and the loss of his entire treasury, the Mughal king, Muhammad Shah, resorted to hiding the massive diamond inside the folds of his turban. Nadir Shah discovered the secret. Instead of taking it by force, he orchestrated a diplomatic trap. Under the guise of celebrating a peace treaty, he cornered the defeated king into a traditional exchange of turbans. As the king surrendered his headwear, the diamond spilled onto the floor. Seeing its intense brilliance, Nadir Shah exclaimed, "Kohinoor," meaning mountain of light. This forced exchange proved the diamond had grown so valuable that its capture now required psychological extortion, masking itself as diplomacy. Over the next century, the diamond moved through Afghanistan before returning to India. This is the Lahore Fort, the ultimate seat of power for the Sikh Empire under Maharaja Ranjit Singh. Ranjit Singh acquired the diamond when the deposed Afghan ruler, Shah Shuja, fled a violent coup. Shuja's wife offered the Kohinoor to the Maharaja in direct exchange for military sanctuary and their lives. Ranjit Singh wore the gem constantly, but his death in 1839 triggered a rapid collapse of the Sikh Empire. A series of assassinations left a massive power vacuum. The British East India Company quickly exploited the chaos. They invaded Punjab, defeated the weakened Sikh forces, and imprisoned the Sikh Queen Mother, Jind Kaur. This left the throne to her son, Duleep Singh. As seen in this photograph, the British forced a child barely 5 years old to sign the Treaty of Lahore, officially surrendering the diamond. By 1850, the Kohinoor was loaded onto a ship bound for London. The operation was kept so strictly guarded that not even the vessel's crew knew what was in the cargo hold. This final transaction collapses the modern legal defense. The British extracted the diamond from an imprisoned child immediately following a military conquest. When the Kohinoor went on display in London, the public was underwhelmed. In its natural, unpolished state, the stone lacked the sparkling fire they expected. To correct this, Queen Victoria ordered the jewel aggressively recut into a faceted European style. This diagram illustrates the severe cost of that polish. To achieve the European aesthetic, cutters ground away the vast majority of the stone, reducing the once 793-carat giant down to a final 105.6 carats. Aware of the dark history that destroyed the empires of the men who previously owned it, the British instituted a strict rule. To avoid the curse, only female monarchs, starting with Queen Victoria, would be permitted to wear the diamond. Today, the Kohinoor is kept behind the heavy stone walls of the Tower of London. It sits locked inside the royal regalia, mounted securely in the front cross of the Queen Mother's crown. Tracing the chain of custody makes the reality of the diamond clear. The Kohinoor functions as a physical receipt of colonial extraction, a stone that remains a mountain of light, obscured by a long shadow of conquest.